G'day folks, with the holiday season fast approaching, I thought I'd make a video going over all the most popular DJI drones. There might be people treating themselves to a new drone this year, or maybe looking to buy one as a gift. So we're going to go over all the price points, the features, and to see which drone is maybe right for you. Now, I don't own every DJI drone, but I'm going to go over the most common ones that people tend to buy. So we're going to get started with the Tello here. Now, technically, the Tello is not a DJI drone. It's by a company called Rise. Now, it is sold on the DJI website, and it features DJI technologies inside. The base price of it is $99. However, you can get an extended kit. They call it the Boost Combo, and it comes with a charger, some extra batteries, and some extra props. So basically, with the Tello, this is a drone that you fly with your phone. You can buy third-party remotes, game remotes for your iPhone that will work with it if you'd rather have a remote. But, if you're going to be doing something like that, you're better to move to a different drone, and I'll kind of go over that here in a minute. Now, for a drone like this, I recommend it for somebody who just wants to mess around in their backyard, maybe fly in the house. It does have a built-in HD camera, but the video quality and the photo quality is not really up to par with today's modern drones. You can get some decent quality photos from it. The video, however, is a little shaky and it's not stabilized. But for fun in the backyard or in the house with the kids, this is a nice safe drone, and it's fairly easy to fly. It does have propeller guards that can be removed, but definitely I would leave them on if you're going to be flying in the house. Now, you can fly this outdoors. However, on a windy day, even a slight breeze can really affect the performance, and it's hard to keep it stable. It does have some sensors at the bottom to help keep it in place to hold its altitude, but it's not perfect. But it does not too bad a job for the price. Something like this isn't too expensive, and it makes a great gift for kids if you don't want to invest in a higher end drone that can be easily damaged. Now, the next drone is the DJI Spark. Now, this Spark, I'm not sure 100%, but it's been out for about a year and a half, closing in on 2 years, I believe. Even though we are closing in on 2 years, it's still a very capable drone and still relevant in 2018. With this drone here, it has a 2-axis gimbal. And what that does is help keep your footage stable. So personally, I find this to be the perfect entry-level drone. So if you're going to be buying your first drone that you want to be able to capture decent videos and photos with, this makes a great contender. It comes in at $399, and with that, you now get a remote. When it first was released, you had to buy the remote separately. But now you can buy this drone for $399, and it comes with a remote. They also have what they call a Fly More combo, and it is $549. Basically, with the Fly More combo, you get the drone, you get the controller, you get an extra battery, you get a case, some extra props, a charging hub. That way you can charge multiple batteries at once. So the Fly More kit is well worth the money. When you buy the drone, they only come with one battery, and these batteries here, I believe, are rated at 15 minutes, but in real-world situations, you're only going to get maybe 12 to 13 minutes. Definitely you want some extra batteries, because if you're out flying, you're going to burn through it pretty quickly. And it kind of makes it not as enjoyable when you can't fly for as long as you want. So, and like I mentioned, it is a 1080 camera, and it actually can produce very nice results. 1080 is still a very acceptable standard nowadays. Most people on YouTube tend to upload their videos in 1080 still. So, there's nothing wrong with it. And even though it's only a 2-axis gimbal, it actually produces very stable results. This little drone actually has quite a lot of technology packed into it. We have positioning systems on the bottom. We have obstacle avoidance at the front there. That's what that sensor is. And within the DJI app, you have full access to all the intelligent flight modes. So that makes this drone very capable, and you can do some amazing work with it. And it's a great price. $399, you get a ton of technology, great video quality, and a nice little addition to a camera bag if you just want to grab some quick aerial shots. Another nice little feature of the Spark is you can fly it with gestures. So you can power it on, you can hand launch it, and using different gestures with your hands, you can get it to go backwards, go up, take a photo, take a video. It's a very capable drone and very good value at the price of $399. So the next drone here, this is the Mavic Air, and it was released in January of this year. This drone is actually quite impressive. It comes in at $799, and you can buy a Fly More kit for it as well, which is $999, and that gives you the case, extra batteries, charging hub, extra props, and a few different accessories. What's nice about this drone is that it is super compact and super portable. It folds right in. This thing folds up into almost nothing. You can fit this in your pocket. You can put it in a camera bag. It does not take up a lot of room. If you're traveling, this thing is so easy to take along with you. Hiking, backpacking, canoeing. You don't have to worry about adding a lot of weight with a drone like this. This drone here has a 4K 3-axis stabilized camera, and it can shoot some brilliant video. We have sensors on the front there for obstacle avoidance. We also have sensors at the back, so that was new with this drone. And of course we have them on the bottom as well for positioning. So this was DJI's first drone that they released the technology called APAS. So with APAS, it basically maps out obstacles around it. And for example, say you're flying and you're heading towards a tree, the Mavic Air will kind of look to see if it can go around it or above it, which is the best route, and it will adjust itself accordingly. So, it makes it a little bit safer for flying. You don't have to worry about running into things when you're a new pilot. It's not foolproof, but definitely makes flying a little bit easier. And of course, it has all the DJI intelligent flight modes and different things you can do there. So you can, it's very easy to fly and get some really nice cinematic shots. So the difference between these two, actually you can see the size difference. This one's actually a little smaller when it's folded up, so it's actually a little easier to pack and travel with compared to this one. Other than that, the main difference is the camera. This one is a 4K drone. This one here is a 1080 drone. So this tends to be the drone I recommend to people the most. I think it's a very capable drone. The quality of content that you can create on it in 4K is actually stunning. Comes in at an affordable price and a lot of technology packed into it. So now this next drone is DJI's latest drone. It was released in August of this year, and it is called the Mavic 2 Pro. They also released another one alongside of it called the Mavic 2 Zoom. The drones themselves are identical. The only difference is the camera. The one has a zoom lens. Now, before we get into the differences of the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro, let's talk about the differences between these drones. So I'm just going to unfold it here so we can take a look at some of the features of this drone. Now, this probably is one of DJI's most advanced consumer level drones that they've released. Now, DJI is not calling this 360-degree sensing. They're calling it omnidirectional sensing. And basically, they have a sensor at the top here. They have them at the sides, at the back, and at the bottom. So the really nice thing about this drone, no matter what direction you're flying in, if you're flying backwards, sideways, frontwards, up, down, it can detect obstacles around you. Of course, this has all the intelligent flight modes, and they've kind of enhanced many of them. On this, I talked about the APAS system. Well, they have APAS on this as well, but now they're calling it APAS 2.0. They've really enhanced it to make it even more intelligent. It can detect obstacles and route its path a little easier and a little more accurately. They've updated the active track to Active Track 2.0. Both the Spark and the Mavic Air have Active Track. An Active Track is basically where you can set the drone to follow an object, either a person or a car or something like that, and the drone will fly around and follow it. With the Mavic 2 Pro and Mavic 2 Zoom, they introduced Active Track 2.0, which is even more accurate, and it actually works very well. I've used it quite a bit. And it's not a perfect technology, but it works very well. So that's a big improvement from their other drones. The other flight mode that they really improved is point of interest. And that's where you want the drone to maybe circle around, do different things around a point of interest. Something like a monument or something like that. With the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom, you can also create hyperlapses now very easily without a lot of know-how. Used to be a lot of work to create a hyperlapse, taking a series of still images, uploading them to a computer, processing them. But now the drone can do it all. You basically hit a couple buttons and you can make these really nice kind of time-lapse hyperlapses that are ready and waiting for you and look really nice. So with all this technology comes a fairly big price tag, and the Mavic 2 Pro comes in at $1449. Now, just like the other drones, you can buy a Fly More kit for it as well, and it is $379. And with it, you get a case, you get some extra props, 2 extra batteries, a charging hub. You also get a car charger, so you can charge up your batteries in your car. And that's something new that they've never included with one of the Fly More kits before. That adds up pretty quickly. You're getting close to $1,900 for this drone. That's all US dollars. If you're in Canada like myself, that's even more. This drone gets to be about $2,300. So, it's a lot of money invested in these. So now the main difference between the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom is the camera, like I stated. The Mavic 2 Pro has a 1-inch sensor. It is by Hasselblad. Now the Mavic 2 Zoom is just like it sounds. It actually has a zoom lens on it, optical zoom lens. And it allows you to get a little closer into the action without actually putting your drone in harm's way. When asked what to get between the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom, I usually just say it depends on how much editing you want to do. To make full use of this 1-inch sensor, you got to shoot in a flat color profile, the D-Log-M color profile. It's 10-bit color. You can do a lot of really nice things with it when grading it. But you have to put the time in, you have to have the hardware, you have to have a good computer to be able to process it. So, if you just want good quality, I would stick to the Zoom. if you want to be able to take things a step further and do some really in-depth editing, go with the Mavic 2 Pro. But if you just want that bigger 1-inch sensor for better dynamic range, you can just still leave this in auto and you're going to get some really stunning results. Now, of all the great features that the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom have, there is one feature that sets it apart, and it is why it's my favorite drone to fly, and that is because of a technology called OccuSync. OccuSync is the transmission system on how the drone communicates with the controller. Now, with the Spark, the Mavic Air, and even the Tello drone, they use Wi-Fi to communicate, and Wi-Fi is sometimes not the most reliable connection. You can get some disconnections once in a while. The range isn't as good, especially if you are flying a fair ways away. The video can be broken up and you get disconnections every once in a while. Now, OccuSync was used on the previous generation's model, just the Mavic Pro. With the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro, they introduced OccuSync 2.0, which is even better. You can fly quite a distance with your Mavic and the signal will stay nice and strong. You'll get very little disconnections. I've been flying this now since it was released. I've never had yet a single disconnection. And not only that, the image that you do have on your screen is crystal clear. It transmits at 1080 HD and just makes flying a little more enjoyable. So that is probably one of my favorite features of the Mavic 2 Pro. I just feel secure with it up in the air. And, you know, other than it has great video quality as well, just having that OccuSync 2.0 is just a really nice feature. So these are the drones that I'm featuring in this video. Of course, DJI sells other drones as well. So another common drone that people tend to get, now I don't own one, so I can't show you it here, but I'll throw it up on the screen, and that is the Phantom 4 Pro. Now, it is an excellent drone as well. Now, one issue with it that people tend to have is that it's very large and not very easy to transport. So if you're a person who likes to take a drone out hiking, camping, fishing, traveling, you're best to stick to one of these portable drones. The Mavic 2 Pro is very similar, 1-inch sensor, and you can get very similar results. The Phantom 4 is a few years old. Now, they did do a refresh on it back in the summer to a version 2.0 with some nice new features on it as well. It comes in at $14.99, and that's without a screen built into the remote. If you want a screen built into the remote, it is $17.99. So yeah, folks, just to kind of recap here, Tello, if you just want something fun to play with in the backyard or in the house, don't expect any great video or photo quality from it, just a fun little drone to fly, and it's the cheapest, $99. So an entry-level drone, DJI Spark, $399 for the base kit. You can record quality videos and photos from it. It's fairly inexpensive, easy to fly, a lot of technology and features packed into it. Mavic Air is probably the one I tend to recommend the most if you don't want to spend a lot of money but still want a good quality drone. It's a 4K drone and you can produce videos and photos that you'll be super happy with. And it's not overly expensive, $7.99 for the base kit, $9.99 for the Fly More combo. And lastly, the Mavic 2 Pro. It is the most advanced one they sell at a consumer level, and it will produce some amazing results, but it does come with a large price tag. And so if you're not somebody who's really into aerial photography or videography, one of these drones is probably your better choice. Well, folks, that's basically it for this video. Hopefully I helped you figure out what drone to get if you're in the market for a DJI drone. Feel free to ask any questions down in the comments. I'll try and answer them the best I can if you have any questions about these drones. So all these drones are available on the DJI website for purchase. With these drones, you get fast, free shipping. Doesn't take very long to get them. Anytime I've ordered a drone from the DJI website directly, I've had it usually within 2 to 3 days. They can also be purchased on Amazon via DJI resellers. Now, I usually recommend if you're going to be buying these drones and you want to get the DJI Care, DJI Care basically covers you if the drone malfunctions. They give you a replacement with a small fee. You can actually add the DJI Care to your cart when you're checking out. You can still get the DJI Care if you purchase on Amazon. You have, I believe it's 24 or 48 hours, I'm not 100% sure. You have a small window of time in which to go to the DJI website and purchase the DJI Care from when the drone gets activated. Now, that's why I say if you're going to be buying the DJI Care, sometimes it just makes more sense to order it directly from the DJI store, and that way you don't have any issues with that. So I'll include the links down below in the description of this video to both the DJI store and to Amazon for all these drones. Well, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this video and hopefully I answered some of your questions. Give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.